The night it happened, the sky felt heavier than usual, as if it already knew something terrible was coming. The Hell Angels compound, usually roaring with engines and laughter, was unusually quiet. And in that silence, a single scream tore through the air, a scream that would change everything for their leader, Blaze, a man feared by many but loved fiercely by the only person who truly understood him, Mara. Before we dive deeper into this intense journey of love, loyalty, and redemption, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you believe in kindness, loyalty, and second chances. It helps the channel grow and keep stories like this alive. Blaze had spent years carrying the weight of his past, a brutal childhood, a life carved out of violence, and the constant pressure of leading a brotherhood that looked to him for strength. But Mara was the one thing that softened him. She saw the man behind the scars, the man who quietly helped strangers, rescued dogs, and once rode 3 states just to deliver toys to a children's shelter. She loved him for who he was, not the image the world painted. And that made her Blaze's greatest strength, and his deepest vulnerability. That night, as Blaze returned from a meeting, he found her bracelet lying on the ground, snapped, and smeared with dirt. His chest tightened. The shadows around him felt wrong, too still, too quiet. His men noticed his trembling hands before he did. Blaze was not a man who feared much, but losing Mara, that was a fear deeper than any wound a blade could inflict. A trail of tire marks led away from the compound, and Blaze followed them with a rage that burned hotter than wildfire. His crew rode behind him, engines roaring like thunder. But even through his fury, Blaze's mind repeated one truth: she had trusted him to protect her. And now she was gone. Hours later, they found the abandoned car. Inside was a symbol sprayed on the seat, the mark of Cain, a ruthless drug dealer with a personal grudge against Blaze. Cain had always envied his influence, his loyalty, his reputation. And the only way to hurt a man like Blaze was to take what he loved most. Mara had been dragged to an old warehouse at the edge of town. Bound, terrified, but still fiercely fighting in her own quiet way, she never once let Cain see her fear. She remembered Blaze telling her once that courage wasn't the absence of fear, it was choosing to stand tall despite it. She held on to that now, even as her body trembled. Cain tried to break her spirit, telling her Blaze wouldn't come, that he cared only about his club, not her. But Mara knew better. She had seen Blaze's real heart, the one he hid from the world. If he was alive, he was coming. Back on the road, Blaze felt something inside him begin to shift. Every mile brought him closer to a truth he had been avoiding his whole life, that Mara wasn't just a part of his life, she was his life. And losing her would destroy everything good left inside him. He pushed his bike harder, guiding his men like a storm tearing through the night. When they reached the warehouse, the air was thick with danger. Blaze ordered his men to circle the perimeter, but he himself walked straight through the front door, unarmed except for the fire in his eyes. He didn't need guns. Cain had taken the only thing that ever softened him, and now Blaze was the man he used to be, fierce, unstoppable, and willing to burn the world down if he had to. Inside, Cain taunted him, expecting rage, expecting a monster. But Blaze surprised him. He spoke with a calmness that was more terrifying than screams. He told Cain that if he let Mara go unharmed, he would forget everything, the territory disputes, the betrayal, the past. He offered peace in exchange for her life. Cain laughed, thinking Blaze was bluffing, thinking weakness came from love. But he didn't understand the power of a man fighting for someone who brought light into his darkness. Mara, despite her pain, looked up and met Blaze's eyes. That one moment, that connection, changed everything. Blaze charged, fueled not by anger but by love. The fight that erupted was brutal, raw, and desperate. Cain had the upper hand at first, but Blaze refused to fall. Every punch he took only fueled his determination to reach Mara. When it was over, Blaze stood bloodied but unbroken. Cain lay defeated, staring up at a man who had chosen mercy instead of vengeance. Blaze could have ended him, everyone expected him to. But Mara's voice echoed through his mind, reminding him who he wanted to be, not who the world forced him to become. So Blaze walked away, choosing love over violence, strength over brutality. He lifted Mara into his arms as if she weighed nothing. Her tears fell onto his shoulder, not from fear but from relief. She clung to him, whispering that she knew he would come, that she never doubted him. The ride back to the compound was silent, except for the rumble of bikes and the soft way Mara pressed her head against Blaze's back. His men rode around them protectively, understanding that their leader had just fought not only a man, but the darkest part of himself. It wasn't the rescue that shocked everyone, it was what happened afterward. Blaze, known for ironclad rules and an unshakable exterior, gathered his entire crew and spoke openly about fear, love, and loyalty. He admitted his mistakes, vowed to protect not just Mara but every innocent caught in the war between darkness and duty, and promised to lead with more heart than he ever had before. For the first time in years, the club saw not just their leader, but the man he truly was. A man capable of violence, yes, but also capable of immense love, compassion, and change. And that changed the entire brotherhood forever. As Mara healed, Blaze stayed beside her, softer now, more present, more human. Sometimes it takes nearly losing the most important person in your life to realize how much they truly matter. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, subscribe, and comment to support the channel. It helps keep powerful stories like this alive. Speech balloon before you go, comment below, strength is nothing without heart.